Humanity Line.
To push that bass, make a rude boy bug out and screw his face. Bam, bam, push up the jam when I come through, bam. All I wanna hear is you push that jam, make a rude boy bug out and cross that bam, like bass, bass, push up the bass.
Yo, it's Kanji Kinetic
this place
on Sub FM.
To push that bass, make a rude boy bug out and screw his face. Bass, bam, bass, bam, bass, bam, bass, bam, push up the bass, bam, bass, bam, bass, bam.
There's no guest mix this month, so it's just myself for 2 hours. Got a load of new tunes to play though. Push up the bass, bam, bass, bam, bass, bam. We got everyone locked in. We got everyone in the chat room. Push up the bass, bam, bass, bam, bass, bam, bass, bam, bass, bam, bass, bam, bass, bam. Push up the bass, bam, bass, bam, bass, bam. Sub Badger. That's a kinky. It's myself, Cancer Kinetic. And then as always, Padian at midnight. To Matty Millwood. Everyone locked in, jump in the chat room, subfm.com/chat.
Might as well jump to the back of the race here. A Giabetti from the Italian Federation. It's the Federation Team Italy.
Hold on!
Previous round, I think they had one win.
Who's the bad man?
Easy Womble. Got some new music from Mr. Womble to play later, as well as myself and 4P.
So he's managed to get back in here. Lino, which is very stylish character. And if you've seen his hair, for those of you who are very long right now. At this point, there are so many riders in this group. Relatively easy, I would have thought. Interesting, there are, because all of these other riders who managed to make it back.
Yeah, out to Federal. You got yourself. This one, Royalty. Royalty and Rosca. Work your body. That's a bass sound. Out to work, see you later. To Mr. Oddfellow.
Yeah, man, I'm looking for the track with the supersonic bass. I'm looking for the track with the supersonic bass.
From Bristol, but I'm not girt like.
Yeah, man, I'm looking for the track with the supersonic bass.
Yeah, it's too Mr. Loco. I ain't girt like. Coming out on Digger. Or Digging It Records, I should say.
From Bristol, but I'm not girt like.
Here we go, this is the first of the slope, so already you're going to have to start pumping the legs in order to just get to the climb.
Yeah, man, I'm looking for the track with the supersonic bass.
The possibly rider being dropped off the back.
Easy Zed Cat.
It looks like it's Breda.
Yeah, man, I'm looking for the track with the supersonic bass.
From Bristol, but I'm not girt like. Bristol, but I'm not Gert like. Gert from Bristol, but I'm not Gert like.
Yeah, man, I'm looking for the track with the supersonic bass.
From the gully of gully. 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 40 years money with tubs and drugs money. From the gully of gully. From the gully of gully. From the gully of gully. From the gully of gully.
Alright, maybe that's better. Yeah, so we're going to roll over this bridge. There's going to be some riders who'll be able to get back in. Then we're going to roll past a couple of signs on the right-hand side, and that kind of indicates where the climb starts proper. How's the music levels now, Freddie?
Yeah, man, I'm looking for the track with the supersonic bass.
I'm still quiet, am I? Right, well, I'll up my mic then. Right, that should be better. For whatever reason, the levels seem to be different to how they were when I was doing this on Thursday. Alright, let's have a jump back. Let's see if how many people are actually in here before we get to this the climb proper. Oh, still... Okay. So painful. Now we get into the back. These guys are still pretty much in. Our bards off pretty much, I'd say. All right. So, cartilage, not a good position to be in. You're gonna see you got this first sign, and then there's the second one. So basically, this is probably the start of the climb, and it looks like cartilage is. Well, he's the drama's happening at the back. Is cartilage gonna make it back on? I mean, I don't think he is at this point. Stretching out too much, you can see the guys up here, they're going to know the course. And this first section is pretty steady. I think it does go up to about 8%. But it's relatively relaxed. But from all of the races I've watched before on this course, this first section, the first third, I'd say, before you get up to that Castle Gate, this is pretty much where you'll see a lot of the splits already as people start to drive it on, because you can kind of recover a little bit in the middle section before you get to the tunnels. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see if the guys from Saris are the ones pushing on right at the front. Good to see the boys all up there in the top 20. Freddie says his potato kit is arriving today. Oh, right. You mean the P-O Alto? There you go. I got it right, I think. Then Matt Gardner's on the front. Damn, his heart rate is already 182, so this is not easy going by any stretch. If you're looking from where I'm sat, it looks like it's relatively chilled just because there's so many riders here and it's not strung out as we'd perhaps think it would be, but yeah, definitely everyone is working pretty hard. I reckon if I jump back behind, there are going to be riders falling off the back. For sure, by the time we get to this gate, I would not be surprised if there's already 50% of this group. I wouldn't be surprised if it's down to 50, really. Hey Josh, how's it going? Good to see you in the chat. Oh my days, look at that. From the helicopter, the devastation happening behind. Still looks like, yeah, maybe there's about 60 riders, maybe more. Maybe it's more than that, maybe 70 riders. Impossible to tell. But yeah, pretty much what I expected it to look like, to be honest. And they're going to be heading around, I think, to the corner to... You can see the castle up ahead. So it's really important when you're racing this that you are still in the group by the time you get to those castle gates. Otherwise, it's very difficult to get back on because it flattens out going into the castle, and suddenly everyone's speed increases. And if you're not in this group, then the elastic snaps very quickly. So yeah, let's see how many riders we get going through here. So Ashton looks like he's struggling a bit here. Gonna make it back on. Gonna make it in by the looks of it. Okay, so realistically, how many riders are we down to now? Brinch looks like just gonna get on. Not sure about these guys. Oh, come on, Ethan. You can do it. Let's watch the young man from Wales. Hopefully he can get across. I think this Dutch rider is going to help him as well if he can just slip in front of him. So a lot of promise from this young man. So he is cycling ahead of his years here. Hopefully he can get back in, but unfortunately he's just lost the wheel to the Dutch rider. He's going to have to rely on these couple of guys, the Vila Kicks guy, to try and bridge over. Oh, it's just in his reach. All right, we're going to stay with the men's race this time around. Oh, and Ethan, you can do it. If these guys can come around him, then he's going to make it back on, which would be great to see. But even here, I think he is just going to be able to almost Tom Dumoulin-esque just set his own pace and make it back on and close the gap. But they got to be paying attention, because I would imagine that there's going to be guys who know this course, know they've got to split it. They'll know there's only 70 riders here. Well, 70 riders is a lot. So I imagine there's going to be people kicking off at the front right about now. So hopefully the young Welshman will be able to get back on whilst we jump to the front. But it's going to be difficult if there are riders who are going to start pushing hard already. You can already see here, it's already splitting out a bit. Who's up the front there? It's Ollie Jones from the Canyon team. Who could have predicted that? Lucas asking, do they go up the radio tower? No, they do not. Which I think they're very pleased about because they have to go up Alpe de Zwift afterwards. So, yeah, no radio tower today, which is good, I think. To be honest, I'm not a big fan of the radio tower, at least from, who is? But from like from a racing perspective, I'm not sure it necessarily adds that much. Josh, good luck for your hill climb. Spunks, and keep an eye out on the WODZ boys. Lionel's got to be a strong shout for the win. Yeah, well, also this man here, Ollie Jones, who he knows this climb very, very, very well from the off the map. So he won in a race which was going up here. That one was Moor in the Mountain, so very different finish. And he knows how he makes this how to make this course painful. So Ollie Jones would be a good shout. To be honest, it all depends on who is going to make it over this climb and be in that group. Don't make it in to this point, and by the time you get to the Alpe, you're only going to be able to make up maybe like a handful of places, because then it just becomes a time trial. There's no skill per se. You're riding the Alpe. It's all about just getting into a rhythm. So Ollie Jones, he's going to crest this little section here, and then it goes into a small descent, and we head into this kind of mini wavy section, which is a little bit like a Big S's, from the Big S's. There's some riders come around him. There's his teammate Leo Viasin. And there's Alex West we can see there. So all of the Canyon boys who are racing today are in there. Quite a lot of riders stuck with him. Ollie's going to slip back and get a bit of recovery. Let's just see what damage has been caused. It's almost as if the riders are invisible. So there's definitely some riders. I don't think there's as many riders dropped off the back as we were predicting there.
DJ Narrows, Cyber Soul. This one's out now.
Wow. So anyway, yeah, 50 riders still in here. I don't think we've ever seen that before. So yeah, I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's the draft from having so many riders, but normally you would not have that many all still together in one big group going over that section of the climb. And Ollie Jones put in a massive dig there. So let's see, definitely lost some riders though. I'm not sure if Ethan did make it back on. We were curious to see whether he could hang on. He was kind of just out of position just as Ollie was making that attack, so you have to see. So had that little descent, now they're going to be hitting this bit of the climb with pace. Just saw Ollie Jones' name appear again up the front. So this is the very last bit of the climb before they're going to roll over the top and be on the descent. If the pack is still this big on the descent, then it's going to be, yeah, normally on a descent where it's broken up a bit more, it can be a lot more tactical. The guys who can really descend properly and know the descent really well, they'll be able to really make the splits stick. But I mean, if the group's like this, then kind of ridiculous. It won't make a difference. Oh, so Gary Miller's fallen off the back here. He's in 53rd. I mean, he's a strong rider. He's a lot stronger than some of these riders. So, interesting to see that he's already fallen off the back at this point. Leather Parrot being dropped there by the Swedish rider. Looks like Reese. 191 beats per minute. Oh, he's just coming around that other rider. Missed his name. He's going to make it back in, which is good to see.
Out to everyone in the chat room and everyone tuned in. This one's called Raw. It's by Surreal Beats.
$97 per hour there. 97k per hour. That's sorry. I'm probably as lost for words as I was watching the Tour de France yesterday, to be honest. Not much to say.
Out to Penny. No guest mix this month. Should be coming back with a big one next month.
Yeah, it's very, as I was saying before, it's very strange. It's very strange to see so many riders still going at this point in the race. And the speeds. I don't know if Zwift maybe are experimenting. Call me a conspiracy theorist. I don't know. Are they experimenting with some different drafting in these qualifiers? Hard to say. But I can't remember a time where I've seen so many people make it over. And definitely sounds like it was relatively easy to sit in the wheels up the climb. So, yeah. It wouldn't surprise me if Zwift was trying out some new kind of draft. Yeah, Freddie, I was joking. Maybe they're on triple draft. It wouldn't surprise me if Zwift would experiment with some new drafting ahead of the WRTL Racing League. Although, you know, I think from the drafting perspective, what we don't need single draft, we don't need double draft, we don't need triple draft. We just need realistic draft, which is like actual drafting, not just like a speed bonus. But maybe proper drafting is not something which can be programmed into Zwift. I mean, Zwift is, you know, its own thing. It's homemade. Sounds weird to say. You know, it's not running on like a game engine like Unity, for example. So, you know, there are other platforms that use more common kind of game engines, and they have drafting. Freddie asked, do I know if Lino is making progress with the Belgian cycling for the World Cup? I don't think the Belgian Federation know what's happening with the World Championships. So yeah, I don't know. To be honest, I think it's just a big mess as far as e-races are concerned. So
yeah, this set will be uploaded to Mixcloud with a full track list.
yeah, we definitely have spoken to the Federation and provided as much information, or at least Lean will provide as much information as he could to them, and they're going to go away and look at it. But I got the impression they didn't know anything about it, really. So we'll have to see. But I mean, yeah. Whatever, you know, I think if by, you know, October it's not kind of clear, then yeah, I would expect, you know, that if there's the UCI have their World Championships for World Tour riders on trainers, then I'd expect to see like a proper World Championships being run, a proper e-racing World Championships being run. Yeah, and I would say, yeah, then you just use the whatever. You could just do, all right, well, who are the top 100 riders on Zwift Power by a date in November? Pick them. They're the ones who will be in the events. Bosh, off you go. And do a proper e-racing World Championships. Because, you know, in my opinion, the UCI doesn't have any validity in e-racing. You know, so they want to do their own thing and call it e-racing. That's cool. But, I mean, it's not. Let's be honest, it's not e-racing. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we see another World Championship event come out. Right, let's just jump back. Let's see if anybody else has been lost on the way to the jungle. Alright. So we're down 46 riders. No, 50 still. So yeah, we did lose Ashton there. Sprint extraordinaire, so he's out. Not really a course for him then.
Quite soon, when I get my shit together, basically, on Bass Oddities Volume 2. Get out the car! Get out the car! Get out the car! Get out the car! Filling out lanes everywhere. Don't know we got the shotgun there. Filling out lanes everywhere. Don't know we got the shotgun there. Straight! Get out the car! Out to Oki.
Alright, so the pack's all pretty much sticking together. We've got 50 riders here. Nobody's pushing on. You can see the county boys all sat at the back. Might as well when it's this easy. Gotta just sit in the draft and wait, basically. So, from a viewing spectacle, I'd say this is the most exciting race in the world. But for sure, my exciting commentary, banging beats, completely make up for that. At least we can see all of the riders now. Unlike before, where there was 130 odd riders, 136 I think there was at the start, where you couldn't see everyone. Now you can. That is the benefit. So I'd really be expecting, again, I'd be expecting the Saris boys to pick it up. Not now, but I think by the time we get to the Alpe, it'll be interesting to see what they do. I think when you got this many riders heading to the Alp, you probably also don't have to be so precious about being right at the front because the draft is so generous in this race. For sure, my job will be a lot less important by the time we get to the Alp, because it's just basically going to be a time trial. Interesting use of the other power up there. Actually, looks like it was one of the Canyon riders. Why? I don't know why you drop a feather power up at this point. To be honest, probably the draft power up is going to be the most useful on the Alp at this rate. Alright, so we are about to head on to the Alp. Look at that big wall of rock in front of the riders. Power up's being dropped now. Personally, I was thinking like the draft power up would actually be still useful to you when you get onto the first section of climb. But people are already dropping them now.
Yeah, this one DJ Q, rock out.
I guess just to be in as best position as possible. Time 6 draft could be. Alright, so now the pace is really going to slow. And is anybody going to be looking to make it difficult from the beginning? Ollie Jones here on the front. Alex West there as well. I don't think they are going to really be the ones who are going to be looking to make it difficult. Because I think within the qualifying table they're relatively comfortable points-wise. A lot of... What team is it in the... It's Wes, powered by... Such a long name, it doesn't fit. Powered by... Zeal CC. Okay. A lot of those riders. You can see it's already getting strung out. Have a look from the aerial. Oops. Look. All those glowing thumbs. Alright, well this view looks completely useless. You can see there's a few elbows as they hustle and jostle. There's some ride-ons being thrown down right there. I nearly said kudos again. So here's the view from the front. Alex West on the front. He's the one who uses that really ugly red helmet. Jump to the front and just see where we're at, but there are no fireworks. This is a very safe environment. Here you go, 3 Canyon riders right at the front here, almost fighting for who gets to ride on the front. Alex West riding a ladies bike again. He does like the ladies bikes. Who's going to win stage 21? Freddie is asking. Don't know if he's asking me. Oh, there's someone up the road. Is there someone up the road? Can't even see anybody go.
Myself and Hayden on a remix of Laura Lou.
So here we are with Van der Bosch. He's got an 8-second gap here, but his heart rate's at 192. You have to wonder how long is he going to be able to hold this sort of effort for. I mean, it's hard to say who's going to win this stage because the pack is still so big. Again, not seen anything like it, to be honest. There's Boschi. Boschi's off. Oh, the gap looks pretty good like that. The old Boschter's coming around the corner. R8 staying around about 192, but his watts dropped there a little bit. Is that just because he went around the corner? Let's see. Or is he blown already? No, he's picked up the watts again. He's back up to 6 watts per kilo already. So I guess he was just trying to get that little bit of recovery in that corner. But oh, you can see that the peloton is breathing down his neck here. Here from the motorbike. But if he manages to keep that up, could be where are we? We're upside down. We're in upside down world. L. There we go. Want to see, there we go, that's the view we wanted. The gap's come down to 3 seconds now. Which, to be honest, is very surprising because Van der Bosch has been almost consistently been pumping out, 1 watt per kilo more than the riders behind. So, yeah, and just got to think that there's something going on with the drafting in this race. But if you look at those red dots on the side of the map, it is completely split up here. So let's jump back again. He's still holding a sizable gap, 4 seconds, but he's just dangling out the front there. At some point he's going to get swallowed up. For him, to be honest, with the amount of drafting going on, he'll severely kind of benefit from that, I would have thought. There are 32 riders in this group. Genuinely never seen that before, ever, on the Alpe. Especially the fact that we've already gone over the Epic Com. Yeah, it's kind of insane, to be honest. Maybe you could argue, yeah, it looks more like a bike race. But I don't know. There's a lot of feels like there's quite a few riders here getting a bit of a free ride, which is not normally the case. You don't normally get so much drafting, especially on a climb. Lino has. Oh, thanks, Freddie. Wow, my fault. I shouldn't have raided his channel after my last stream. Not that there was more riders here. I guess people want to. They don't want to listen to me talking. They want to see a sweaty man, and that's something I just can't offer. Freddie, sorry. I mean, I suppose I could. Not something I could work on, but. I'm not necessarily going to. But I mean, to be honest, you know, from a commentary perspective, there's not much to say on the Alpe, especially, to be honest. And yeah, with all of this, you can get a webcam. I have a webcam. I've got 2 webcams. But it doesn't really add anything just to just have a camera of me just looking around talking. So. Yeah, maybe maybe I can do it. You know, I have a green screen as well, but it's such a hassle. Oh, so Lino here, dropping back to about 23rd place. Again, when it's just when it's a group ride at the Alpe. Then you might as well just sit in the wheels. Still nobody attacking, so I did expect to see some attacks, most notably from the Saris team. Unless I'm wrong, they've only got 1 rider here. I think was Talbot. But surely there's... Where's Matt Gardner? Where's Dan Fleeman? Surely they're somewhere at the front. Can't see anyone at the moment. For sure, don't expect to see anything from the Canyon guys. I suspect, again, they're just most likely, I would have thought, just going to sit in the wheels. The Talbot from Saris is definitely here. Very slow process. Look at Lino, just chilling on the back. So Matt Gardner is there. Where is Matt? Matt Gardner's 3 seconds off the back. Brenland's also off the back here. Interesting. So yeah, it's only so Saris only got one rider in the front here, which is Talbot. Yeah, I think one of the guys mentioned that Dan Fleeman's been ill, so normally he'd be the main climber in this scenario. So you've got this cryo rider, you've got Brenland, who's just even struggling to keep the wheel of Matt Gardner here. So it is starting to split up. Van der Bosch, so there's another Astrom, so another Swedish rider falling off the back. Albert on the back. Okay, now it's starting to split up a bit. Happened a lot later than predicted. Freddie said that Jay Vine went pop. That's surprising considering how he was riding in the off the map tour.
Basically, techno is usually 4 on the floor, boom, 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 and just molded it and deconstructed it and made it into this form that's unbelievable.
We got all the chat room crew feeling this one. So myself, Kanji Kinetic and 4P. Crazy shit.
Okay, Lino, who normally we'd see riding at the front, I think he's, at least from the race radio, he's struggling in the heat right now. It's pretty warm here in Central Europe. So, yeah, the guys racing in the Southern Hemisphere or with air conditioning at a massive advantage. So Lino just falling off the back there. So normally you'd expect to see him yeah, charging up. So you can see his heart rate's just come down a little bit. I guess he's going to get a bit of recovery and I guess try and sit on Talbot's wheel. But he shouldn't lose too many places going up here. It's really split up though. You know, not paying attention. Alright, this front group now is down to about 16. Van der Bosch just falling off the back. So front group's about 15. So for you, Lino, as well, you're probably going to be able to kind of hook up with some other riders who are falling off the back. So just keep calm, hold it steady, and you'll get some wheels. Oh, switching between mics is always a tricky thing. Bird slipping backwards. Better bird, bird, bird. Bird is the word. There are looks like three Wes riders here. Very surprising. Considering some of the quality of riders and who we've already seen go, very interesting to see them have the numerical advantage here. There are a couple of riders up the road. Does it look like Ollie Jones? Muff's on the front. For sure, Muff is going to be on the hunt for these two now. He'll be trying to bridge across. You can just see him there. He's fed up of being stuck back there tucked away with the other riders, and he's going to try and bridge across to Ollie Jones and Van Empel. Ollie Jones not going to do any work here, just going to sit in the wheels and expect the Dutchman to do most of the pulling, I would have thought. But just as I say that, he swings around and wants to go past him. Did not expect there to be this much action. It looked like it was going to be very dull. But yeah, already the front group is what we would expect it to be. It just took a very long time for those riders to explode. But just look at the speed of the cursor is moving across as we head towards the 9th hairpin. Van Empel is going to sit on Ollie's wheel. And now Empel pulls across and is going to be the one to try and do the effort on the front. Pretty sure Ollie will just be happy to sit on his wheels. Oh, I can't even see him. Ollie Jones has just let him go. Why is it saying that they took the Titans Grove Com jersey? That must mean that whoever had it quit. Everyone's got it. And you can have one, and you can have one, and you can have one. Everybody wants the Titans Grove Com jersey. Looks like Ollie Jones just slipped back there, lets the Dutchman go. Where is he? Ollie Jones, he slipped back to where his teammate is, Alex West. Again, they don't have to necessarily do anything here. But it's really absolutely been obliterated behind. And for Alex West and Ollie Jones, they're not going to be feeling too much pressure to try and chase down the Dutchman at this point. So happy to just ride it at their own tempo. So let's see who is still here. So we have Hill from the Aero team, Nuren. No, I was saying it with a liney thing. Noren. Can't help it. Trying to make it sound more Scandinavian than it is. He's in here, but he would have been riding, I would have thought, for Brennan, who was dropped about 10 minutes ago. Bit of a gap opening up here though. Ollie Jones happy to just kind of sit on Noren's wheel. Again, there's some Wes. Muff looked like he was going to be the one who was going to bridge over. He kind of was putting in a bit of a dig. Yeah, let's just have a look behind Muff and see what it looks like. There's the Dutchman. You can just see him going up the screen. He's going to be out of shot now as these guys head towards the window. Quite a few riders here. There's some little gaps, but you know, at this point in a race up the hill, nothing too major. So Muff just happy to sit at the front. All right, so there was Lionel. He's down in 29th place, but there are so many riders. As we scroll through who is left on the road, there are just a ton of people. So there's this little group of 5. So Talbot, McGoldrick, Kohler. Can't see the name for how long the tag is. Just call that as innovation. Hana there. And they've got 12 seconds back to Safstrom. Everyone's still doing around about 5 watts per kilo. Van der Bosch here, who really suffered. He went on the tack early on. He's riding with Bird. Nicky Hug there. He's riding with Ward. And here's another. Oh, this is the main group, I think. It looks a bit smaller than it was, wasn't it? Still, 3 Wes riders. We've got 3 Wes riders. We've got a Bolt rider. We got Brule, I think, from Evok. You got Noren from the Swedish team. Ollie Jones still sat there. Let's have a look at what the gap is of the front group. Well, I did not expect to see that. Empel here has got 40 seconds on the main group. All right, so there you go. Empel actually kind of slowed up in the corner. Actually, we saw his teammate do. Hill here is just going to go straight past him. Has no interest on sitting on his wheel. But you see the difference in how they rode it. Hill went flying around the corner, picked up a load of speed, and he was able to catch Van Empel very quickly. As where Empel did the exact opposite. His watts completely dropped as he tried to get a little bit of a recovery, and he got caught there. So shows you the difference in technique for riding this particular climb. Slightly different on this corner because I think this one's a little bit steep, but still, if you put the watts down, you can really carry a lot of speed. Now the gap's actually 2 seconds. All right, so it looks like Westy is dropped back to the main group. I think he's going to be caught by them now. Yep, there he is. But the gap between this group now and where the other 2 riders, the Dutchman and Hill is Australian, where they are. Yeah, that's a big gap. Not sure if that's going to get closed down. The 3 Wes riders are still all there. Everybody's still here. The whole gang. Ward just managing to hang on at the back. Oof. As I say that though, it looks like there was a little acceleration and the gap opened up again. We're in the clouds now, so we're going to struggle to see any other riders. Ward also has Martingale from the Bolt team. So I think we're going to lose him here. All right, let's jump ahead again and just see what that gap is looking like at the moment. Again, I don't think it's necessarily going to be the Canyon guys who are going to be the ones who want to push on. In the end, they're not going to be too bothered about the stage win. Save that for the real races. Hill here though, nearly a minute. 52 seconds at this point. So going hard in replace of his teammate Jay Vine, and he's now got 18 seconds on Van Empel, the Dutch Conti rider. But who is your prediction going to be on now? It's possibly going to be a little bit easier to predict because we've only got 2 more hairpin turns to go. And Hill from the Aero team has got 57 seconds on the main group. And yeah, he's dropped Van Empel, the Continental rider. He's got 20 seconds. That gap doesn't look like it's coming down, so maybe it's all said and done at this point. Let's just see. But the watt per kilos keep fluctuating up and down. If he can just hold it steady. I mean, Van Empel's heart rate's up to 173. I don't know if that's high for him because he obviously has quite a low heart rate, which would be you'd expect to see from a continental rider. So 174 could be kind of quite hard for him. He's holding his watts pretty much steady. Still got 30 seconds back to the Wes rider. It looks like it's trying to split up though. I guess they're sensing that they're going to be near the end. And now's the time to try and do something. And they would be right. Ollie Jones coming around him. Muff's had enough. I've just discovered his catchphrase. Muff's enough. Actually, there was a British punk band, more or less punk, called Snuff, and they had an EP or album called Snuff's Enough. Good, they were good. Snuff, check them out. Haven't listened to them in like 15 years or something. But they were good live. I liked Snuff. Oh! The Muff stopped! Muff is enough. Or enough's for Muff. No! I must be having a technical here. He keeps stopping. Alex West gone straight past him. Oh. That's absolutely devastating for the Muffster. I don't know if he's managing. He's back on his bike. Oh. Drama strikes for the Muff. Luckily, he's not going to lose too many places given how strung out it is. Oh, and we jumped just as Van Empel was dropping his feather. Well, it seems pretty destined here, but it seems here that Hill is going to be the one to come over the line first. With 54 seconds by the looks of things. All right, well, let's. As you can see, COVID-19 has restricted any avatars from standing on the side of the road. So they've all stayed home and are at home playing The Sims. So, here we are, it's nearly over the peak of the hill. And it's going to be a fairly undramatic end to this ride. As Hill deals a march on it, and he's over the line. We'll jump back and see Empel. Oh, interestingly enough, the gap. Empel did have 30 seconds. I think he's got enough time to make it, but Ollie Jones here seems to be putting in a bit of a dig. And he's closed the gap now to 20 seconds. It's not going to be enough. There is not enough time for him to come back. So Empel's going to get it. Ollie, I think, will still be trying to get on the podium here. Let's have a look. Here he is. Rosicki will be desperate to get past him at this point. There's no way Ollie Jones is going to let him, surely. No, so Ollie Jones comes over in third. Moldit's going to make it in fifth. Nuren's come over for seventh. Eighth. Rule here is going to come in for 9. He's going to take it easy. Denning. There we go. Westy coming over for 11th. So let's jump back and just see where everybody else is. So it's gathered up a bit. Jump back to see where Lino is. He was with Matt Gardner. Just slightly off the wheel of Gardner here in 29th position. The young man, I think, from the sound of it, was really suffering from the heat. Definitely would have been a favourite for today. So, yeah, there you go. It's tough to race when you're too hot. Your heart rate goes through the roof. You can see his heart rate's 182. He's really suffering at this point, but he wants to finish strong and still get some good points to the team.
That's your Simulate EP. Out now on vinyl, out digital on Wednesday, it sounds like. What's up, Badger? I'll be running for another half hour, and then Hadian's taking over.
Erod behind Lino here, down to 9 seconds. So it's going to be interesting to see whether he can catch Lino Villasin here. Matt Gardner, and Matt Gardner's gone past Siako there. These guys are not really kicking on, but they could catch Lino here if he's not careful.
Cool crustacean.
Alright, Lino's going to make it over in 29th. He's not going to be caught by Bielero. Alright. That's it. And there's no point going through everybody as they make it up the climb. So, in the end, not the most eventful race in the world. It's really interesting to see what happened potentially with the drafting there. Really, what was that about? Jump back to see there are some other riders in this. You can just see there are still riders strewn across the course. There's been a lot of damage caused today. But yeah, there you go. So so it was Hill. It was Hill who came over first, and it was the Dutch rider. I remember, was it Van der Bosch or the other one? He came second, and Ollie Jones came in third. But again, it's not just about finishing on the first, second, or third. It's a team competition, and so it's all about the team points there. So. So it's going to be really interesting to see where the points end up. I mean, the thing is, we have the, I mean, yeah, it's a team sport, so you get points for the top 40. We have the provisional results, but we haven't had any results back from Zada, and you'd probably imagine that there's going to be quite a few changes in results, disqualifications, mainly because, you know, a lot of the riders will have to have done dual records, and there'll be a lot of verification going on. A lot of teams here will never have had to have done a dual record before, so it's impossible to say how things are going to look. And at this point I can't tell you. So we didn't jump back. We didn't see the whole 40 riders coming across the line. Anyway, so yeah, have to have a look out. I'm sure at some point the official results will come out. We haven't had any yet for the first race or the second race, which happened in the week. So I don't know whether it's going to be a week, whether it's going to be 2 weeks or longer until we get the official results and we know which teams will be making it into the top of the Zwift Racing League powered by WRTO. Yeah, so for some teams there at the moment, they look like they're really on the precipice of, you know, failing to make it, but those results could completely change. So we'll have to wait and see what happens with the official results. So thanks a lot for watching. Super appreciated. Unfortunately, we won't be able to see the women's race, of course, because there's a half an hour overlap between the men's and the women's races, so it's not possible to switch over. Because my account was placed as a DS in both of those accounts. So yeah, if I have two separate accounts, then I could switch over probably relatively easily, but unable to do that here. So thanks a lot everyone who joined in. Thanks a lot for your comments. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see for what those official results are. All right, we'll catch you later.
Francis. Called You're Not Going Anywhere.
Just shout out for Ethan coming over the line here. Did a great ride.
Just out from Slick Shooter. Out to Theo, big up. Out to DGG said.